Alright, time for another Easter video. If you are one of my kids watching this video and it is before Easter, it is time to turn the video off or to exit the room. I'll give you a minute to leave. Okay, we are going to show you what I got my three kids. I have a 4-year-old boy, 11-year-old girl, and 16-year-old girl. We spent about $45 for the three of them, so it was an uneven amount, and I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a minute, but it was about $15 per kid, which is what I've tried to stick to, and this year that was kind of hard, so this year's baskets look a lot different than previous year's baskets, and I do have, I think this is my third or fourth Easter basket video, so I will link those videos so you can go back and watch those. Every year is a little bit different, like a different theme or a different focus or whatever. Sometimes I go into it knowing what kind of like theme that I want to do, or there's specific items that I want to get for a specific kid. But this year that wasn't really the case. I was kind of more just focused on staying at that $15 per kid. And with the way things are right now, that was a little bit tough. But this year we focused on candy more than the stuff. Because actually by this time of year, normally I'm like trying to get rid of candy in the house because we've bought and gotten so much candy from like the Halloween, Christmas, every Valentine's Day and all that leading up to this point, and we're usually overflowing with candy. But that was not the case this past season. We didn't end up with a lot of candy, or what candy we did have, we ate it. So we are not overflowing with candy, so we did focus a little bit more on the candy this year. And I always do try to focus on stuff that my kids are going to use, not just like filler junk. So I'm going to show you what we got, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to go over like a list of ideas that I had of things that I would have gotten if I could have spent a little bit more money, or just if we had a different, focus this year. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of the prices. I have all this wrote down, so I'll be showing you what I got and then how much I spent on each kid and then total all together. So let's start with my youngest, and all this came from Walmart. I forgot to mention that. Usually I do a lot of Dollar Tree stuff, but this was all Walmart. I was kind of also in a rush to get this bought, and I didn't want to go to multiple places. Sometimes I go, order stuff off of Amazon or do Walmart and Dollar Tree and mix and match, but I just went and did it all in one stop, and that was at Walmart this year. So first off, we've got the bucket. These are $1.25. Walmart had 3 different colors, which was perfect for my 3 kids. So this was the most boy kind of themed colored bucket, $1.24. And then the filler stuff, the stuff part, not the candy part. They've got these little stuffed animals, and these are only $1 actually. So the little blue bunny, my son does like his stuffed animals. He has just turned 4 in December, so he still likes his stuffed animals. And this was the kind of one of the most boy and also Easter. I do like it to be kind of still Easter themed. They had like dinosaurs and stuff that weren't, they were like really like Jurassic World type dinosaurs and not Easter, but I wanted to do an Easter type thing. And then we've got a Bluey activity book. This was also only $1. These things were in the seasonal, aisles that you go to, they're like when you first walk in. This was not, this is just a regular Bluey, not Easter themed. This was back with the office supply stuff, but it was only $1. So that's the stuff portion of my 4-year-old son's bucket. And we'll move on to my middle child, 11-year-old daughter. She's got the pink with the flower bucket, also $1.24. And then she's got the purple bunny of the same thing that my son has, which was, like I said, $1. So the little purple stuffed bunny. And I try to keep, I didn't mention this, even though I spend different amounts of money, I try to keep, like when I do kind of have a theme, I try to keep with the same thing. So they've both got the stuffed animal and a book. And I could not find anything in that type of thing for my 16-year-old because she doesn't really like the stuffed, well, she has some stuffed animals, but she's particular about which ones that she keeps, so I didn't want to get her another stuffed animal because she had gotten some for Christmas, and I don't think she wanted another stuffed animal. So a book and a stuffed animal for my youngest two. So there's the pink, and then this was also back in the office, like school section, Axolotl activity book. My 11-year-old is obsessed with axolotls right now. I don't know why. So that's her stuff portion of her Easter basket. And then my 16-year-old daughter, she has also got the basket. This was the purple one with the ribbons. And she got a pair of flip-flops. These are just in the women's shoe section. These were These were $5.48. I was looking for the bin. Usually Walmart has like $1 or $2 flip-flop bin, I think. Maybe they don't do that anymore, but I was looking for it because I thought they had done that in years past, but I didn't see it. So this was the cheapest flip-flops I could find. $5.48 on these. And then this kind of in place, of the cutesy thing, the stuffed animal for her. This was a pot that you can color yourself. And she does like the little cutesy, animals with faces and things like that. So I think she'll appreciate that. And she'll probably find something she can plant in this and put it outside of her window. So it's a color your own pot. This was $3.50. So I technically spent more on my 16-year-old, but I mean, that's easy to do. When you have kids of different ages, it's kind of hard to spend the same amount of money and get similar things when they're such a wide age range. So this was actually for her total. I spent $10.22 for her bucket and contents. For my 11-year-old, I spent $5.24 for the bucket and the contents. And then my 4-year-old, I only spent $3.24 for the bucket and contents. Now I'm going to show you the candy that I got. And so all the candy will be split. We recycle our plastic Easter eggs. So those I will pull out. I think I've got them in my closet, probably in one of the kids' closets. They're kind of everywhere. They just get stuffed, like put in a bag as they're collected after the previous Easter. And I just put them up and save them for the next year. So we will reuse those plastic eggs and we will be filling them with these candies. So we've got Cadbury cream eggs. This pack was $5.44. So I'll be splitting these up and they'll each get 3 or 4 a piece, depending on how many my husband eats. And then we've got Starburst jelly beans that'll get split up and put into those Easter eggs. Those were $3.97 for this bag. We've got the Robin's eggs. These were $4.97 for that pack. The Reese eggs, and they'll get like 3 or 4 of these depending on how many I eat. These were $4.97. And then you got the Fancy Good Lindor chocolates. These are the eggs. These were $5.97, and they're only going to get like 2 or 3 of these because there's not very many in this bag, but these are really good. So total on the candy, we spent $25.32. Split that 3 ways is $8.44. So total overall spent $44.02 plus tax. So a little bit over $47-ish. So I'm still going to say it was an average of $15 per kid. And now I'm going to go and tell you the list of like ideas that I had when I went shopping for this, that I ended up going a different route. And I have, like I said, if you've watched the other videos, I have done totally different things in previous videos, previous Easter baskets. Things that I do like to get is like summer stuff, spring stuff, things that my kids are going to use once the weather starts warming up. So outside toys for the littler ones, like chalk, bubbles. We still have bubbles from last year that didn't get used, so that didn't even cross my mind. Dollar Tree is a good place to get the bubbles. But like I say, I wasn't even going to try that because we've got plenty of bubbles left over from last year. And usually Dollar Tree has stuff like that are like $1, $1.25. Like jump ropes, sand toys. We have done like sand buckets as our buckets before, I do believe. So outside, just think any like little kind of consumable stuff like the bubbles and the chalk, things that they'll use for, through the summer and be done with it, and you'll need to get more the next year. Movies, we sometimes have gotten the seasonal movies. They'll have like the Easter seasonal movies at Walmart that are cheaper, like $5, $6, $7 or something like that. For my girls, I like to sometimes get them jewelry, something they're going to wear to church, like a nice necklace or bracelet or, whole set or something. And then like hair accessories, we'll do like maybe the little mini hairbrushes or, specific spring, summer colored claw clips or, scrunchies or something like that. One thing that I had thought going in, but I, buying this stuff this year, but I just didn't see anything, was card games. I looked at a couple of different card games, but I just didn't see anything that I really wanted to get. If your child is needing a new Bible, we just got Bibles for my girls both for Christmas, so that wasn't something we needed to do. But that would be something definitely that I would do, as that would be a more expensive Easter basket for sure. Or like notebooks to go, with their Bible to church. Both of my girls have notebooks all the time with them, so pretty pens and notebooks to go with their Bible. Something else I thought about doing this year, but it just didn't work out. I was going to get like a drink, like maybe the little character cups that I never get for my little kids because they're too expensive. But I thought about doing like one of those, or something like a Yoo-hoo, or one of the fancier drinks that are like $3 or $4 a piece that I don't spend the money on normally. I was going to put something like that. And then for my 16-year-old, she likes coffee, so I thought about getting like the, you can get, I don't know what the brand is, but you can get like the Snickers, coffee that's on the shelf, not like refrigerated, but just a shelf stable coffee. Thought about doing that, but didn't do that. And then back to the summer stuff, I didn't even think about this, but like the water toys, like little water guns or something to play in the pool or something like that. And then the shoes, you did see that I got my older daughter the flip-flops. I could have sometimes done flip-flops or some sort of sandals for all three of them. And Dollar Tree used to have those, like the flip-flops. But depending on the quality, I may or may not go with those again. But yeah, like water shoes, I thought about doing that for my son. But again, that just didn't work out for this year. But like flip-flops, water shoes, anything for the pool, little accessories, goggles, toys, things like that. If you've got some ideas of things that I didn't mention in this video, please feel free to share it in the comments, and maybe you can help somebody else that's struggling with ideas for their Easter basket this year. And again, if you have not watched my previous videos, you can go back. I'll put the link in the descriptions, and then there'll probably be a pop-up here for you to watch those videos. And I will see you in the next video.